What's up YouTube, and welcome to today's video. Today we are bringing back the deconstruction series. This is where I show you an image I have photographed and I try to explain using some diagrams and hopefully some behind the scenes footage to explain exactly how the image was shot. I'm sure you've seen the title and the thumbnail. So these are some very interesting images I shot of the beautiful Gina Kala. I think this was sometime last year. We played with red. It was really around February, and we just started to play around with red. So very, very lovely images that we created. And yep, I can't wait to jump into Capture One and Photoshop and also show you some behind the scenes and explain exactly how I was able to come up with these images. So let's get into it. Okay, alright guys, so we are right here in Capture One now, and you can see this is the first image. So right off the bat, I'm going to explain that this was a 3-light setup. What we had going here was 2 lights in strip boxes, right? So 2 8600 lights in strip boxes, and they were pointing directly at the white background. So when that happens, that just gives you a rough silhouette of your subject alone. And then we have a third light, which is that's on a cone. It's just another strobe in a cone with a grid and a red gel from camera right, and that's what's lighting her face right here. So let me just explain for that. I'm going to take this to Photoshop, or we can just use let's just use a blank page in Photoshop. So what's happening here is, let's use a black brush. We have our white background, so this is our background right here in the background. So this is the backdrop. My writing is wonderful. So what we have here is we have one strip box here and another strip box here. Right. So what's happening is that this is pointing lights this way and this is pointing lights this way. The idea behind that is that when you want to light for white, the best thing you want to do is use 2 lights. So one at the left, one at the right, pointing in the opposite direction, and that's the only way you can get like clean white in the backdrop, right? So what we have here is our subject is there somewhere here, so no light is spilling on her, and naturally should be a silhouette right here like this. So we have a third light, which is here, and this is light with the grid and the gel, and this is pointing directly at her here. So let's just turn this to red. So this is the red lights, right? That's pointing directly at our subject here. And yeah, that's exactly how we created image number 1. It's quite simple. All right, so let's go back into Capture One and go to image number 2. Now, so image number 2 is a little bit different, but kind of similar in that there's a lot of emphasis on lighting from behind or lighting at the back. Just that in image number 2 here, there's no light in front. So here what we have is also a 3-light setup, and what we do have here is 3 lights at the back. So if you look here, you see there's one light right behind her. These lights are not on any modifiers, they're just like bare bulb, but they have like cones on them. So they one is right behind her here, and you can see it is blasting lights and hitting her back. Part of it is spilling out from the right and from the left and from on top here. And then we have 2 other lights. So one is at the back here, camera right, and that is coming this way and hitting her neck here. And there's another one here as well that's coming this way and hitting here. Also, we have some smoke in between the light and her, and that's exactly how we did it. So let's just do a pictorial diagram of how this happened. So I'm going to erase what we just did. And again, we have our black backdrop, but this time around we have a black backdrop. So the idea is that when you're working with smoke, most times you want to have a black backdrop so the smoke can show up properly. On a lighter backdrop, it's harder to see the smoke even when you light it. So what we have is we have one red light here pointing this way. Let me just reduce the size of my brush a little bit. Okay, so we have one light here, and this is pointing this way like this. We have another one here that is pointing this way. We have a third one here that is pointing this way. So this is like an overhead look of the subject. We have smoke in all of these areas here, and then we have our subject right here. So that's exactly how image 2 was lit. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Okay, So let's take an eraser to this. Hold on. Okay, so let's take that out. Now image 3 is going to be this image here, and image 3 is this image right here. So this one is interesting, but let me show you what it looked like before I edited, and you can see this is what it is. So the one on the left is the unedited one. You can even see the lights in the top left corner here. This was very, very simple. This was just one light to camera left. But we shot this with a really wide angle lens. So this was shot with the 14 to 24 mm Nikon lens. And what we did is to put our subject in the middle and let this fabric be in the outer areas of the lens. So there's a lot of distortion going on there. That makes this fabric look even bigger than it is. So it's pretty simple. We had to have 3 people or 4 people hold the fabric. So we have somebody holding it at the left hand side here. We have somebody holding it bottom side left here, we have somebody holding it bottom side right here, and we have somebody holding this other part here, top side right. So these are 4 people flapping the fabric together just to make it work. It takes a village. And then we had just one light from camera left, so that one was pretty straightforward. We have we have our background, and then just subject is here, and then one light from camera left. That's all we had there. If you would like to see a video of how I took this image from the first A here to image B, please just leave a comment in the section video. I would create a new video to explain how I superimpose this backdrop and easily extended the backdrops to make it look really good. So that is our 3rd image, and for our 4th image, I'll take this one. So for the 4th image, it's really simple as well. All we did was we still had our white backdrop, but very similar to this one here. So very similar to the image you're looking at here at the top left. But what we did differently is that we removed the lights in the background. So those white lights, those lights in strip boxes that are lights in the background that we explained earlier, we turned them off, and then we just left just the red gel with the cone lights, and that's all that is lighting our subject here. So those are the 4 images that I had to explain. I hope that this has been helpful or useful in some way. Let me know if we want to continue this series of deconstruction. I think we'll do this more often. I'll try and make sure that I have more behind the scenes footages and pictures so that I don't have to draw funny diagrams for you guys. But the idea is that you get the point and you understand how they were lit. So you can try this and see if you can come up with interesting results. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. Please comment, let us know what you think, and then share the video as well. We've been off YouTube for a while. We're hoping to come back strong. We're starting off with putting out at least a video every week. So yeah, can't wait to see you guys next week. Cheers.